Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? Couldn't resist. No, I don't have a paint store. And the people who own the paint store that gave me the shirt, because I showed up to a class, I think, that even their name isn't Stevens. Stevens goes back a bunch of years, 2-3 owners ago, that it was actually a Stevens. Anyway, so today, quick video about persistence. Here's what I've got. So I borrowed a trailer from a buddy of mine, and I was able to go and fetch the hardwood for my house. So with that, it doesn't look like a whole lot of hardwood, but I am almost done. So I have that, and in the back of my truck, some of the shorter ones, just to keep the weight out of the bed, just to keep the weight down in the trailer. Because this trailer, I think it's a 2,000-pound trailer, but I believe, honestly, that's gross. I don't think you can fit a ton in this trailer. Literally a ton, so I think it's like a half-ton trailer. I didn't want to overload it, and so this is my second load, and that was pretty much straight across. So I'm halfway done with this load in the trailer, and then that. By myself, like many of us are, and how does it get done? Persistence. Get your mind right. So how does this get done? Easy. It's just persistence and the right mindset. So you get your mind right, and it could be music, could be whatever, it could be a podcast, could be something that is entertaining, or just kind of let your mind go to wherever. Or maybe you're the kind that you're going to think through the next step process, and this is robotic, like painting sometimes is robotic, and so you can then let your mind go to whatever's next, right? So just proper mindset. So you get your mind right, like Tony Horton says in P90X, get your mind right, and then you just make it happen. So this is what I have in here with that quarter load plus the small pieces ready to go. So this is hardwood for our entire first floor. That 3/8 old hardwood gets pulled up. This 3/4 actual wider planking goes down. And that's all throughout the house except for the small area I'm going to tile in the bathroom. Exciting. Of course, we have to tear the old stuff up first, but exciting. Persistence. Get you through a lot. Correct mindset, get you through it all. And persistence pays off. Here's what it ended up being. So that's all the hardwood for the first floor, which includes this hallway, that hallway, the pantry, and the adjoining little square. Through that door you see is the dining room. Living room is right there. This room, of course, we call the TV or the family room. And then the kitchen itself, which is right here. A lot of hardwood, but it's a lot of space there. So as I was growing up, in my 20s, I was learning persistence more so. The Army certainly got me jump-started on that one. But I was working as a third part-time job after teaching. I was going down to South Nashville, and I was working off of a freight dock. I was running a forklift, a tow motor. And I was loading trucks from 4 to 10 in the evenings and then weekends. And if you had a truck that was like a hand load, and I mean hand load, right? You tried to avoid those, and they were probably going for Dryden or something like that. It seems like they were always going to one particular destination, and it was one of those things where I worked with a buddy who was kind of like the foreman. All right, so he dispatched, but he was also the dock foreman, and he said, Spence, the more you try and avoid something like that, the more you're going to end up doing it anyway. So he said, my personal philosophy is I just dive into it. Whatever's the hardest, just dive into it, get it done. And then there's nothing worse coming. There's just nothing worse. And while I didn't necessarily volunteer for the hand loading, I just didn't. But when you walked up to the clipboards and whatever the sheet was on top, that was the next truck. And I saw guys that I worked with, they would see that one and then they would stick it underneath one or two. I walked up, whatever that form was, that was the truck I was loading, and if it was the hand load, all right, that's what it was. And I think around that time, I think I learned the phrase, there's nothing left to do but to do it. And so I really, that's where it kicked in more so than anything else. And that's followed me all the way throughout until I've developed some severe persistence. It is rare that I give up on anything these days. I just don't. And so something like that, it's just a matter of time and persistence, and like digging a hole or anything, and then do it well. I stacked everything up, kind of sorted it as I went to make sure that when the Amish guys come in to install it in a month or two, that it's going to be easy for them to grab. And so, you know, it's not somebody else's problem at that point. So I really appreciate, I really have appreciated those lessons along the way. They have certainly made me a better employee, a better employer, and just a better contractor. All right, hey, y'all take care. Thanks for sticking with me. If you would, like and subscribe and share that love. Share that love. And you all take care, because I know, and you all have a great day, because I know you deserve it. All right, take care.